very excited to have you see those very soon. Got some great stuff coming up with Witty Wicks, and so that's why we're starting a little bit back here this morning. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe and enjoying your week. We have a lot of great stuff coming up for you today, so I'm going to jump right into it. Cafe Kubal Studios, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street is where you're going to find them in Syracuse. You also find them on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-through location. And, of course, you'll find them by going to 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York for their double-decker cafe. So however you connect with Cafe Kubal, thank you for doing that today and every day and supporting local. So much appreciation and many thanks to all of you out there showing love to Cafe Kubal. We appreciate it. Inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', we have our trio of signature segments that are coming to you today. And a good morning to Catherine, so hope you're doing well, and God bless to you out there. So a lot of great stuff coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Like I said, our trio of signature segments every Friday. We start off the show with the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is the acronym. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, focusing today on the topic, what is a friend? And then we'll get into the Top Dog of the Week, presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, where I will be honoring, and he doesn't know this, but I will be honoring my father on the day of his retirement, which is today. So Dad will be joining me live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and then you see my picture with the fantastic representation from the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse women's basketball team. We have the Bryant Stratton women's basketball Takeover here in Syracuse, New York, as in the second hour of the broadcast, after you hear from Dad, we will have head coach Tae Baker, as well as Jehiah Cook, Nana Hickerson, and Suli Afolabi joining me with a rapid-fire roundtable, and I'll also be showcasing one-on-ones with Nana Hickerson, Jehiah Cook, and Suli Afolabi. So a lot of great stuff coming up on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora this morning in our Bryant Stratton Takeover and so much more. So very, very happy to be here with you where sports meets that thing called life, and always excited to bring it every single week. So with all of that being said, let's hop in to the Annoying Moment of the Week to start off today's broadcast on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you... Is that for real? Are you kidding me? The Annoying Moment of the Week. I'm really honest, I don't know how to respond to this. Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like. You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt for this week. Folks, I could have gone to a lot of different places. There's a lot of different things I can say about what the Annoying Moment of the Week could be, but you know that I definitely have to include the fact that there are people, and it's funny because I've been a journalist for almost 20, almost 20 years. It'll be 19 years in November. So I've been a journalist for a very long time. And I've been working in broadcast media and journalism and all that good stuff. And so I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that I believe that I know what journalism is. Now, there's a lot of people that steal things and take things and do this and do that, whatever. And there's a lot of people in journalism that are just downright rude and mean and heartless and don't really care about anybody sitting next to them. They're the people that if they were on the Titanic, I feel like they would push everybody off and jump on the boat and just kind of leave y'all and wave. You know, that's how I see the majority of the people that I've dealt with in the media, is that I feel like they would literally look at the women and children on the Titanic, push you out of the way and say, I'm going to save myself. I hope you all have a great day. And it's an unfortunate, but it's a reality. And, you know, I got to witness it even more so this week firsthand, as all of my work of almost half a year on Lemoyne College's realignment and reclassification was attemptedly stolen by somebody, and someone taking credit for having the breaking news that came out 5 months ago. Now, you don't need to name names. I don't even remember the person's name because genuinely it's not that important. But the reality of it all to me is, we work very hard in our lives. And when you work really hard in your life, when you're one of those people that actually does work and doesn't just steal it, it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. It takes time away from your family. It takes time away from friends and whatnot. And when you're doing that, it takes time away from me and, playing with Lily, my little daughter, my sweet honey. And, it takes time away from all that. So when we're in a situation like that, when you're working so hard and your blood, sweat, and tears are going towards something and you're taking time away, when you steal information and you present something as your own or you pretend that it's a breaking story and you give it to yourself, you have to understand that there's people that are behind the actual work that has been done that have taken time away from the people that they love, taken time away from a hobby, taken time of maybe taking a vacation and taking a break so that we could do this work. So you're not just disrespecting the person, you're disrespecting the process. And they say all the time to trust the process. And the process is something that takes a lot out of you. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And so to the people out there that have consistently stolen information from me and presented it as their own, I see you. I know you're out there. I won't say your name because you don't deserve it. And the reality of it all to me is, I guess it is a compliment to me that if I didn't do my work, you wouldn't have food on your table tonight. But at the same time, it's disrespectful, it's wrong, it's an egregious party foul. And I think the thing that's even on top of it being a foul is the fact that, these are the same people that'll try and teach me what they call journalism 101, which is the etiquette, and this is why this is okay, and this is this, Dan, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. Well, if I didn't ask the questions that I asked, you wouldn't have stories to write and videos to post. So you're welcome, 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 you're welcome. Because a lot of the work that I've done over the 19 years, I've never gotten credit for. I would be surprised if any news outlet ever gave me credit. I know it happened one time, and I can honestly say that I remember the one time that it happened here in Syracuse. In all of my years of doing it, the one time that people gave me credit because, well, there was nobody else that had done it. But in this case, it was the same thing with Lemoyne. However, I didn't get credit for it. So, it does happen. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be upset. Nothing got under my skin. It's just, this is the annoying moment of the week. And what better annoying moment of the week than waking up to people stealing all of your months of hard work and presenting it as their own, and then people following, even more sad, people following that person and that story as this person tries to become famous off of a lie, and, the actual news that I posted getting less publicity than the fake news that was put out there. So, but God knows what I did. Everything comes out in the wash, and I'm a firm believer that God takes care of those that do things the right way. So, am I looking to get 1 billion Twitter followers? No. Am I looking to get 1 billion people to watch the video? No. At the end of the day, I want people to know the truth, and I'm a firm believer that, if you actually do your due diligence, you know what the truth is. My other annoying moment of the week, and I brought this up before, but, dating in today's America is horrible. It sucks, and it's not fun by any stretch of the imagination. I don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but I can tell you wholeheartedly here, dating in America, I don't know how it is in other countries. I don't know what it looks like in other countries, but in this country, it is horrible. Dating in this country is terrible. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's not good. Ghosting is a thing. I had a woman tell me about handcuffing, where you date somebody when the weather's cold and you break up with them when it's warm because you want someone to be with you for the holidays or be inside with you, and then you break up after that. I can't. It's sad enough that these things exist, but that there's like names for them. So my best advice to you in dating is really get to know the person before you make any decision about anything. Know who they are, know what they're about, know what they stand for. And if you got a good one, hold on to them for dear life, because dating out there right now is like eating anchovies while walking on hot lava, getting shot at from a helicopter, and smelling a hockey locker room after a game. That's what dating is to me. So, I mean, I can't say much about it. It's an annoying moment of the week because I feel like people have forgotten how to talk. They've forgotten etiquette. They've forgotten kindness. People ask for what they do not give. And it's just not fun. Dating in today's America. Remember when there didn't used to be apps and you had to bump into somebody? That's what I want. I want serendipity. I want to bump into someone that God wanted me to bump into at the time that God wanted me to do it. And I want her to say hi, and I want to say hi, and I want to just go from there. That's what I want. That's what I'm searching for, instead of grocery shopping on an app for somebody. And these apps, I'm convinced that most of the people on them can't communicate, because they'll start a conversation that they won't finish until like 13 days later. And at that point, I've lost interest. So, for those of you that have found a good one, hold on to them. For those of you that haven't, I'll see you in the hot lava pit with the anchovies, the hockey locker room smell, and getting shot at from a helicopter. We will take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. When we come back, we will be back here with Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver, speaking on what is a friend. How do you define what a friend truly is? We'll talk about that right after the break here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Thank you so much for being here inside the Cafe Kubal studios.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, where sports meets that thing called life. Always happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we appreciate your patience today as we have some cool things coming to you from the wonderful people at Witty Wicks. And you know, if you know Wake Up Call, you know I got Witty Wicks candles here in the Cafe Kubal studios all the time, sitting here with me. This one is called Namaste at Home. And it smells like there's got to be like melon or something in there. It's just so beautiful and so good and so relaxing, right? These candles help me to relax, center, calm down. Like, who doesn't like a good, locally made, beautifully smelling, relax-filled candle? Especially, and I get the big ones. I learned my lesson. I used to get the smaller ones from Witty Wicks, and I realized that I go through them way too fast. So I got my big babies that I can let sit here in the studio throughout the whole show, which I love so very much. Get out to Witty Wicks today, 190 Township Boulevard in Camillus, New York, right in front of Movie Tavern, and make sure you do that today and all throughout the week. Like I said, Cafe Kubal Studios, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street in Syracuse, on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse at their drive-thru location. So we are going to do lead, learn, evolve, ad lib, and deliver, but I have decided that we're going to go a little bit out of order today on the broadcast on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life, because there's something else I have to do this morning. So with that being said, I am going to be bringing on my father and honoring my dad today, as he didn't know this, as the top dog of the week. Today is September 30th, 2022, and it is my father's final day at work. A final day doing his thing. He's been a lawyer for many decades, and he has made the decision to retire. I didn't know when I was going to see this day happen. My dad, my mom, very, very hardworking people, blue collar, make their money and just get after it in life. And they've taught me so many great things about the value of a dollar and the value of hard work. And so today I know no better top dog than to honor my dad. And I'm going to need Lily to help me out on this one. To honor my father as the top dog of the week, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. With that being said, Ralph D. Tortora III, a.k.a. Pop, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
So what goes through your mind and your heart on your final day of work? Just what emotions, what thoughts do you have?
Wow. It's a happy and it's a sad day. I've been a prosecutor for 42 years, and I'm hanging up the white hat today. So, mixed emotions.
Yeah, and we talked about that in a previous show that I had my dad on, where he said, I love wearing the white hat and being a prosecutor and helping to, make the world safer, take the people that are doing bad things off of the streets and make sure that we can make the world a better place. You talked about how much you loved wearing the white hat and picking up the white hat. Now that you know that you're going to put that white hat back on the hat rack, how do you do that, and how did you know it was time?
Well, how did I know it was time? It's a difficult decision to make. Your life is going to dramatically change. You've been getting up and going to work for all those years, and now all of a sudden you're going to have all this free time. But, I'm at a point in my life where I want to explore and experience different things. I want to travel. I want to maybe develop some new hobbies and see people I haven't seen, and just enjoy life. Sit back and not have to respond to an alarm clock every morning. Monday's going to be a great day because there's not going to be any alarm set in my house.
And so here, speaking with my dad, honoring him as the top dog of the week on September 30th, 2022, the day that he retires. Did you see this? Did you envision this? Did you have a feeling that like this time would happen around now? I know you're in your 60s here. Did you envision this at all? Did it kind of come to you within a short amount of time? I know we've talked about it before, and then you didn't. You waited a little bit longer. Did you kind of have a sense for when it was going to happen, or did it just kind of happen that you said, you know what, I think it's time?
Actually, it was going to happen earlier, but at that time, I had injured my shoulder and I was going to have surgery, so I put it off. Things have changed a little bit in my world, and in terms of how things are dealt with. Some of those changes I don't completely agree with. It's time to let the next generation come up and make their mark. So after I had the surgery done, I pretty much set the end of September as my termination date, and I stuck to it.
So here you are, and you're in the moment. You're gonna do this one more time as you do it today. What do you want to leave, and what are you hoping to leave as your legacy, as your mark on being a prosecutor?
Well, I think as a prosecutor, you have to be fair. You have to be fair. You have to be an advocate for the victims in this world. And, in my current job, one of my responsibilities was to investigate and, if necessary, prosecute crimes occurring in nursing homes, patient abuse, patient neglect, and many people in nursing homes, because of advanced age and conditions and mental conditions, really can't advocate for themselves. And what you have to remember is that, once you go into that nursing home, it becomes your home. And you should be safe in your home. You should be respected in your home. You should feel comfortable in your home. And this office has always advocated for these individuals to feel safe and be safe. And unfortunately, there are people, in all walks of life who don't respect others and take advantage of others. And what I say to the new lawyers coming up, remember your responsibilities. Remember who you speak for. Speak loudly for them. As a supervisor, you want to be respected. And I would say to someone who wants to rise to that position to supervise others, to remember this: in order to be respected, you have to respect people. You don't earn respect by demanding it. You earn respect by the way you do things, and do them right. And you're not always going to make the right decision, and sometimes there's not a right decision. Sometimes there's just the best decision. So, remember that. Remember that. And if you're a leader, you got to remember this: you're the leader. If something goes south, if something goes wrong, you're responsible. Even though somebody else did it, you're their supervisor. You're their guide. You take the hit. You take the hit for your people. So, and I would say, be kind to others. All right. There's a lack of kindness in this world. There's a lack of respecting others' opinions, and you and I have always talked about opinions and how some opinions are good and some opinions stink. But you know what? People are entitled to their opinion. And even though you don't agree with it, at least listen to it. Don't be discourteous. Don't mock. All right? We all have a right to speak.
Yeah.
And we all have a right to be heard. And do that, because you expect it. You expect those rights. Make sure you give them to the others.
A lot of words coming here today from my dad as we honor him on his final day of work, September 30th, 2022. What do you think your mom and dad, who I call Gammy and Pop Miller, what do you think they would say today?
Today? I would hope they're. Excuse me for a minute.
Yep.
I would hope that they're proud of what I accomplished, because I am. I'm an extension of them, of everything that they instilled in me as I grew up. And I can remember a conversation. That I had with my father the day I graduated from law school. And he said, "You did it." I said, "No, Dad, we did it. Because if it wasn't for him and my mother and the support I got from everybody else, I wouldn't be where I am today."
And do you remember when you went home and told your parents what you wanted to do? Do you remember when you told Grandma and Grandpa that you wanted to be a lawyer and you wanted to wear a white hat and you wanted to protect people?
No, the funny thing is, and I was about 7 or 8 years old when I started telling people I was going to become a lawyer. You know, and my idea of being a lawyer was going to be someone who did wills and real estate and wrote contracts and, worked in an office. I never thought I would be somebody who could wear the white hat. I wasn't someone who was very good with public speaking. In fact, when I was in college, I was given a presentation and I froze. But the very first jury trial that I had was in one of the town courts, and I lost. And my parents were there. My ex-wife was there. And they said to me, "My God, we didn't believe it was you, that you could get up and do that." So the next day I went into the office, and the DA at the time was Dick Hennessy. And he says to me, "Well, old boy, what do you think?" And I said, "Boss, that was the greatest experience I have ever felt." It was something that after that trial, I knew I had to be a trial attorney. I knew I had to be a prosecutor. I knew that was going to be my career. And I've had the opportunity to do that for 42 years. So, when you have a dream as a kid and it comes true, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, and your support and Mom's support and belief and just help and everything that you have done. I mean, your son, me, your kid, I get to do what I love every single day and love what I do, and I've gotten to watch my dad do that. I've gotten to watch my mom do that. I do that. And I think it's so rare to see people do what they love and love what they do, because it's so hard to chase your dreams. And I come from a household where 100% of the household did that. What does it mean to you that you got to do it, and you have a son that gets to do it too, and that I can call you up and you talk to me about your day, I talk to you about my day, but the fact that we're both doing it?
Well, I told you before, you're the best thing that I ever did. And I'm going to have to cut this conversation because I have to go to a meeting, and I have to say goodbye to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So, thanks for making me the star this morning, Daniel. Thank you.
Well, Dad, if you know anything, when you look to your parents and you look to what you're taught and what you've been a star and a guiding light in many ways beyond today. And I appreciate everything that you've done for other people. But more than anything, I appreciate that you're a dad that decided to stay, decided to be present, because I think a lot of parents or kids don't realize how important it is just to have both of your parents. So I thank you for being there. I thank you for supporting me and what I do. And I thank you for joining me on the ride. I love you. I love you very much.
All right. Couldn't get started without a very, very super important person.
I love you too.
Take care. That's my dad. So he's actually, you can hear it. He's in the meeting right now. So they have to Zoom or Teams or something, and he has to say see you later to a lot of people today. So I knew we had him until 10:15, and he spent an extra minute with us. But love my dad, and I love my dad. I love my mom. I love the fact that I come from a house where we do. We've chased our dreams. We have gone after what we want, and we've believed that we can. My mom wanted to be a flight attendant when she was 18. She became a flight attendant at 47. My dad wanted to be a lawyer at 7. My dad's been practicing for 42 years. I knew junior year in high school that I wanted to be a sportscaster, and it'll be 19 years that I've done that in November of this year. And 19 years, and I'm 36. So do the math. I have spent more of my life being a broadcaster than I haven't. And there's so many more things that I want to do and other things that I want to do. And, my dad's the top dog of the week because he deserves to be honored. And I know if my grandparents were here, they would do that. I am an extension of them, and he is an extension of them. And being an extension of my grandparents, I know that my Gammy Miller, as I call her, God bless you in heaven, she always smiled when she saw me and loved me up, called me her special little boy. And, I could still smell the house. I can still go back to those days and the pepperoni and egg that she would make me at any point in the day. You want some pepperoni and egg? Before 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sure, Graham. I'd build a fort. She'd let me just wreak havoc on her family room, and I'd build this mega fort and watch TV in it all day and sit there and have the little foldable tray, put my pepperoni and egg on there, and have my sheet over and be watching the TV through that, watching cartoons and whatnot. So I love you, Gammy, and I know you're proud of Dad. And to to my my Pop Miller, God bless you in heaven. I was 6 years old when he passed, and I still miss him all the time. Both of my grandfathers passed away when I was 6. And, you know, my Pop Miller, he introduced me to wrestling. We used to watch WWF at the time, and Jake the Snake was my favorite. He built a swing for me downstairs, and I'll never forget why. I said, Grandpa, why'd you build me a swing down here in the basement? And I could swing pretty high for it being in the basement. And he built me this swing, and you could hear the kids playing outside. And you could look through a little window, and you might be able to see him. And he was always working downstairs, and he would let me play with his magnets, let me take him down. He had all these different magnets and screws and stuff, and he'd let me, like, play with those while he did some things. And I always said, I was like, Grandpa, you know, why? You know, because I'd go down there with him all. Any time he went to the basement, I'd run down with him and I'd sit with him. And he built me a swing, and I said, why? He said, well, Daniel, he said, because you're a kid, and I want you to be a kid, and I want you to play like all the other kids. And selfishly, I want you to be with me. So he built me a swing like the kids had outside, but he put it inside so I could play like a kid and have fun like a kid, but that I would never leave his side. The last thing I did, because I ended up taking over the house and living there a few years back, the last thing I did before I left that house was I went down to the basement and I sat on the swing. And I left it because I hope some kid is sitting on it with their grandpa coming over, or their dad, or whoever, their mom or their grandma. But I left it because everybody deserves to have a good memory. And some of my best memories were on that swing, in that basement, with Pop Miller. So I know they're proud of my dad. I know that he could have lost every case and they still would love him and cheer him on and show up. And I know they'd give anything to be there at his retirement. And even though they're in heaven, I truly believe dying you destroyed our death. Rising you restored our life. So I truly believe that because Jesus died, he will restore everybody that's passed away, including Pop Miller and Gammy Miller, and I'm sure they will be there at his retirement party, and I'm sure that they are going to be with him today and every day, and that they have been. I look forward to celebrating my dad. I really hope that this chapter of his life is the best one. And I'm grateful that he's taken time to learn about what I do. Because I always wanted to know what my dad did. And I always wanted to go to his office. And I always wanted to look at his papers. And thought about being a lawyer and going out there and talking to the jury. And so I always loved going to see my dad in court. And, give anything to go there and do that. So, I love you, Pop. And I'll see you soon. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll come back with Lead. For those of you waiting for the Bryant Stratton Women's Basketball Takeover, it is coming right after Lead. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver inside of the Cafe Kubal studios after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there, and of course you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100, and also find them on myavocolis.com. That's myavocollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be, from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. Happy to hang out with you where sports meets life. Very, very happy to be here hanging out inside of these Cafe Kubal Studios, and thank you so much for everybody that tunes in every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time here inside of these Cafe Kubal Studios. And Cafe Kubal, as you know, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, New York. Inside of their double-decker cafe on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners. So make sure you head out there today to their drive-thru location in North Syracuse. with that being said, always happy to be bringing you LEAD. Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is the acronym that I created right before the pandemic by the grace of God. Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, Deliver. L-E-A-D. LEAD. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Today's topic is, what is a friend? For those of you waiting for Bryant Stratton women's basketball, our Bryant Stratton Takeover is going to happen in just a few minutes right after LEAD. So for those of you that have tuned in for that, it is coming, and we appreciate you being here for it. With that being said, to look at today's topic, what is a friend? Well, how do you define a friend? Some people would say, Dan, this is easy. It's easy to define a friend. It's easy for me to talk about what a friend is because I have the best. I got some good ones. And I would say that's beautiful. But there's other people out there that don't know what a true friend is. There's other people out there that have no idea about a true friend. There's some people out there that think they have true friends, but they really don't. So, how do I define what a friend is? And I didn't put what is a true friend. You want to know why? Because I think that a friend is true. I don't think we should have to put what is a true friend, because what is the other thing? What's a friend? You know what I mean? If we just say, like, a friend, part of the pillar of being a friend is being true, being honest, being kind, being noble, being loyal, loving, caring. What is a friend? A friend is someone who's there for you. When? All the time. Dan, does that mean they're at my beck and call? No. That's slavery. When is a friend there, Dan? Always. How do I know, even when they're busy? Because you know. Why? Because when they call you, how does it make you feel? See, we're all busy. We're all busy. Most of us are busy. If you are a hardworking person and you have a job and you appreciate your job and you appreciate the life that you have, right? If you're somebody like me, right, who gets up in the morning and works all the way to the night, you know, you can say I can say, I love when people tell me, oh, I didn't call you back. I was so busy. I've been so busy. Oh my God, I'm busy. I haven't been able to call you back in 2 years because I'm busy. And I laugh at that. You want to know why I laugh at that? Because I know that I'm busy. I don't tell people that I'm busy because I don't have to. If you pay attention. I wake up in the morning. I get on the air in the studio. When I get on the air in the studio and I leave the studio, I'll have meetings. Or I'll be editing, writing stuff up, building new partnerships, facilitating partnerships, going to pick something up when it comes to a partnership, working on a video for a partnership, meeting with somebody, a potential new partner, a current partner, doing a show at night. And by the time I'm done with everything, I typically sit down to watch television, and I've tried to get better at this, but I typically sit down to watch some TV because I like to wind down with some comedy. I typically do that around 10, 11, but used to be midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It is normal for me to tell you that I work from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. It is a normal thing to tell you I work on weekends because I'm a sportscaster and there's a lot of games that happen on the weekends, you know, Syracuse football, Saturdays, right? So this Saturday there's a game at 5, which means now I might have some stuff to do beforehand, but then there's the game at 5. You got to get there before then, get there like an hour or so before. You do that, you sit down, you take pictures, you get comfortable, you get some food, hang out with Isaac, do our thing, do a little pregame outside of the dome, go into the dome, cover the game, write a story while I'm doing it, interview Dino, interview the student athletes, leave, and then probably do some more work right after the game while it's fresh. And then Sunday, you know, I think this Sunday I can actually like relax, but then I have to travel in a few days. And it's all good stuff, but it's constantly going. You know, I had somebody say that to me, how you doing? And it's funny, whenever somebody says, how are you? I say, I'm good. And then they say, well, I'm an honest person, so if something's bothering me, I might say it, depending on who it is. But, you know, I'll say I'm good, and then people say, oh, what's up, this, that, whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'll say, I got a lot of stuff going on, I'm doing this, this, and this, because the thing is, I always wonder in my head, like, how many people want to actually hear it, because if I tell you what I do in a given day or a given week, it's a very long list, and so if you're like, oh, I did this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, I feel like, are people actually listening at that point? But what I'm getting at is, I have never told somebody, oh, I'm just so busy I can't call you. I don't think I've ever said that sentence in 36 years of being alive. That I've ever said to someone, oh yeah, I just haven't had any time to call you, right? Because it's ridiculous. I have a brother to me. His children are my niches. I have Lorelai and LJ. Love them. And niche is a Boy Meets World reference for those of you that don't know and think that it's something rude. It's not. It's actually very kind. But my niches, Lorelai and LJ, and, obviously Ross, and I love Abby. Love his wife. Beautiful person. Just a wonderful human being. And I consider him a brother, right? He has a job. He also stays at home and takes care of the kids during the day. So he's a writer, a broadcaster, and he takes care of the kids. And he has two. And I kid you not, he will send me at least one message every day. Out of 365 days of the year, there might be 3 days where I don't get a message from him. And then I have another friend who has 2 kids and a wife and a job. And I won't hear from him in years, and he'll tell me he's just so busy and he's got so much going on. Now, I know people handle stress differently and people handle timing differently and this, that, and the third. But when I look at my life, it would be easy for me to tell you, I'm too busy. I got too much going on. But I don't say that because that's not what a true friend says. And I'm not trying to call out the person that I said. I'm just trying to be honest about it. A true friend will find time. A true friend, I've talked to friends when they've had somebody die close to them. I've talked to a friend like right after it happened. And you would never anticipate that somebody would answer the phone at that point, but they did. My true friends, the people that I love so dearly and the deepest, are the people that I know have 9 million excuses to not be on the phone, yet they're on the phone. Isaac, yesterday, we talked on the phone. I called him. I was thinking, we'll talk for like 20 minutes, half hour. We talked for like 2 hours on the phone. Talked until I got into bed. And it was just a conversation amongst friends, There's a beauty to that. So what is a friend? A friend is somebody that doesn't make excuses. A friend is somebody that no matter how busy they are, they never tell you they're too busy for you. Because I'm not. I said, when I'm done with this world, and hopefully in 100+ years of being here, and hopefully this world gets better, or I'm going to have to kick it into gear. But when I'm done here, I would like to hope and pray that the people that knew me can stand up there at a eulogy, and when they're talking about me, would say, no matter how busy he got, no matter what he had going on, he was always there for me when I needed him. And then for someone else to go, oh yeah, me too. And then somebody else to go, yeah, me too. And then for them all to say, how did he do it? How is he there doing a million things, chasing his dreams, doing what he loves, and how did he still have time for us? How can I say and you say and them say and her say and he say and them, how can we all say that he was there for us? Because how could he be there for all of us? How could he do it? How could he be there for all of us? How did he have enough time in the day to be there for everybody? That, if I leave any legacy on this planet, I would hope that I teach people kindness, love, to laugh, to appreciate each other, and to say I love you and share your feelings. I would hope I send all of that. The other thing is, I hope that I can leave this world with every single person feeling like they matter that was in my life. And that every single one of them was like, he always called me, he talked to me, he got back to me, we talked, and we didn't just talk, we talked for hours. He was there, talked for 2 hours, met me for lunch, did this, did that. I would like people to think I'm a magician more than anything else. And what I mean by that is for them to say, I don't know how he found enough hours in the day to do it, but he never, ever made me feel like he wasn't there. That's what I want. Because the God that I believe in, that I want to emulate to the best of my ability, and I'm never going to catch up, but if I can do anything, God has always been there for me. And I want to be there for other people. I want you to call me when you're having a bad day. I want you to call me when you're having a great day. I want to be on that list of people you call when something good happens, when you get engaged, when you get that job, when you get that house, when you're moving, when you're crying, when you're sad, when you need somebody, when you need a laugh, when you want to go to the movies, when you want to just get a cup of coffee because you know that you could trust that I'll cheer you up. Those are the phone calls you want. I got a lot of people I can call when I need a pick-me-up. I want to be somebody's pick-me-up. I want to be the person that's on your speed dial when it's happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever it is, whatever emotion you're feeling, that you call me up and you want me to know. Dan, I want you to know. I want you to know that I'm going to stop doing this in my life and I'm feeling good about that. Dan, I want you to know that, I just need somebody to talk to today. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, but bad things happen to everybody. And if and when a bad thing, a good thing, or whatever thing happens, I want to be that phone call. That's a friend. A friend is somebody who wants to be there for you, not just you be there for them. That's one-sided. Those are leeches. Get rid of those people. The people that want you to help them, but they're not going to reciprocate. The ones that will keep you on the phone for 2.5 hours, but if you need them for 15 minutes, good luck getting it. I had a friend growing up, and I was always there for him, and he wasn't always there for me. And it hurt because I knew it deep down inside. I knew if I needed him, he wasn't going to be there. And that hurt. And then all these years have gone by, and him and I were talking a couple days ago. And we were on the phone. He called me back. I actually called him by accident. I hit send by accident. But I don't believe in accidental stuff. Like, I did it by accident, but I don't believe that anything's done by accident. So I called him, and so he calls me back. And, because I had called him, right? But I had not called him on purpose. And so he calls me back, and I was like, you know what? I said, I'm going to talk to him, right? I'm going to enjoy this moment that we have together. Whatever reason why, I ended up calling him here, here we are and we have the opportunity to talk to each other. So I'm going to talk to him. And we sat on that phone and we talked for probably like an hour. And at the end of the conversation, I said, well, let's get together. He said, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. And he said, I'll look at my schedule. I'll come up with some times and whatnot that we can get together. And I said, okay, sounds great. And he said, but hey, he goes, we could talk before then. He's like, yeah, we'll get together. But he's like, there's no reason why we can't talk to each other like up to that time. And he was never a person that wanted to be on the phone. And now all these years later, he said to me, he was like, hey, but like, it's not like we can't talk on the way to, like, yeah, we'll see each other, but, there's no reason why we can't talk to each other in the meantime. And that meant the world to me. Because sometimes the people that are there for you are there all the time. And sometimes they learn how to be there over time. But the important thing is when you wake up this morning, you know you have a true friend. When they text you back, they call you, or if you text them, they might call you up and say, I want to hear your voice. The people that say to you, I'm here, and they actually are. And the even better friends are the ones that don't even tell you that they're there for you. You just know that they are. A true friend, a real friend, doesn't need the word true in front of it or real in front of it. Because a friend to me is real and true. That's why I didn't call this topic today, what is a true friend? Because what is a friend? A friend is true. A friend is someone that is there for you that you can count on. A friend is somebody who just shows up. They're there for you. They know you. They know who you are. They know what you need. And they can kick you in and remind you about who you are. I told one of my friends last night, I said, I love you. Because I was going through a really hard time a few weeks ago. And I just didn't feel good. And I said to him, we've talked, we've laughed, and I don't know when it happened, but at some point, all this talking and all this laughing turned into 2 or 3 weeks, and now I feel good, and I'm okay. And I told him, you were a big part of me getting past what I'm going through. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how it happened, but I was hurting, and we would laugh, and then when we would leave each other and get off the phone or see each other, and I would go home, I would feel it rush right back in as soon as I got in the car. And now it doesn't rush in anymore. So all these conversations, all these serious times, all these happy times, all these funny times turn into these days, or these minutes, these hours, these days, these weeks. And because of your friendship, I've gotten past a lot of the pain. So how do you know who a friend is? You just do. Because they're the people that always think the best of you, hope the best for you, trust you, believe in you, and they are the first person to remind you of who the heck you are, whether or not you need to hear it. So to all my friends out there, I love you, because you are my family. And to all of those people out there that know that they have a friend, a true, honest, good, wonderful, beautiful person that makes you smile. God bless that. God bless you, friends. God bless us all. And may we all have at least one person that we can count as a friend. Because a friend is a treasure that this world can never compete with, never outdo, and it's one of the things that you actually get to see in heaven someday. You don't get to take your money, don't get to take your house, don't get to take your cars. But someday, when we're all said and done here, those beautiful souls, I believe, are the ones you get to celebrate in paradise with. The ones you went through the trenches with are the people that you get to sit on the beach with someday. Clink your glass and cheers them up in heaven as you've cheers them here on earth. Appreciate your moments, appreciate your time, appreciate your friendships here on this earth, because you will have them in heaven, but you can never waste them here on earth. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. The Bryant Stratton Women's Basketball Takeover happens right after this. Proudly brought to you by the fantastic and wonderful people at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse on James Street in Syracuse, New York. We'll take a step aside in the Cafe Kubal studios, and many thanks, as always, to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, working with me in partnership to bring you faith, family, friendship, spontaneity, kindness, compassion, and comedy every single week. Led by Jim Sikowski, one of the best of friends. We'll talk with you soon right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond. You can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your Tims, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Witty Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5 Camillus, where you will find handcrafted all-natural soy wax candles over 60 cents to freshen up your home. We carry a wide range of locally made items, Syracuse Salt, and Chocolate Pizza Company, to name a few. Let our knowledgeable staff help choose unique gifts and keepsakes for any occasion. Gifts for family and friends, and maybe a little something for yourself. Witty Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5 Camillus.
This is a special message from Merritt Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been about the people. I think it starts with the strength and leadership of the Cathy family. It's just amazing to see a family-run business reach the altitude that they have. Second mile service is something that we embodied at my previous business, and the ability to make people feel like they're the only person at your establishment, that you are there to serve them that day and looking for those extra ways to make them happy, to anticipate what they need next is what makes me tick. And I'm going to have so many opportunities at Chick-fil-A to do that. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. My favorite application question or interview question when I'm interviewing is when I get to, have you ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? And a smile hits both their ears, they can't even answer the question for a second. And when I see that, it's like, man, that's going to be a great hire. They already get it. They already feel it. They already know that we're different. The Chick-fil-A experience, it's a real thing. And then, of course, just our generosity and community involvement and making a positive impact in the lives of our team members, our guests, and the community in general, I think is really the secret sauce.
Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York. Coming to you, fall 2022. Tortora here with another Bobcat Buzz exclusive, this time featuring the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse women's basketball team. I have Nana Hickerson here with me, back again as they headed toward nationals for the first time, or actually for another trip. They had the opportunity to have some fun there in nationals, and we got to talk going into that. So Nana, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great, honestly. New season. It's time to really, turn up this year. This year, I feel like it's going to be the year.
What is it about this year that makes you believe that this is going to be it?
One, I'm more familiar with the girls coming in this year. I built more of a bond with them. And I've spent the summer with, a lot of the important pieces of the team. And I just feel like we had a whole summer to really jot down and really say what we're going to do and how we're going to handle and how we're going to work this upcoming season. So I just feel like the season already started, honestly. It started when we came back here, and it's just time to execute. game by game.
Coming back from Richmond and not having a championship, what did that do to you and your mindset?
It was tough. It made me say we gotta work harder. You know, it made me say we gotta work more as a team, as a unit. Because it was a lot of selfishness, I can say, last year. And I just feel like if we didn't have all that, you know, and we was more a team, that basically would have brought the championship. It was the fact that we had all the selfishness and everybody wasn't together. Even though we made it, we didn't take it home because of that. But if we had everything, as far as teamwork, you know, the hard workness and everyone on the same page, I feel like we would have took the chip last year. But this year will be the year.
What is it when you, like you say, you look back on it and you think you had everything, but there was selfishness getting in the way? What made that selfishness go away? Was it just a feeling of the loss and having to come home? What do you think got the team to kind of give up individual ways for the team?
I feel like experience is gonna for this season, like what made the selfishness go away and everyone more on the same page coming into the season is because they seen the route we went down last year and where we end up. We end up not making it past the first round in the States. You get ourselves the second round because of the same issues we had the whole year. The same issues that we lost games from. We lost close games by one. The same little issues. We showed we did that in States and then, Nationals. I keep saying States, but in Nationals, and we lost. So I just feel like if you're a person that's observant and you live, you learn, you should know. We can't do the same things to try to get the championship. We got to change our route. And that was just it.
You talked about States. You pointed to your finger. You got a ring on there.
Yeah, I keep referring to them because I won States in high school, so I just keep referring to States. Like, you know, I'm looking at it like States instead of Nationals, but yeah.
Bring me back to that ring that you have and what it was like to win States in high school.
That feeling, like, I don't even know if winning Nationals might top that feeling, because that group of girls I've been with from baby. Like, I know them I still be with them to this day. Like, we family, and I just feel like this right here is a family ring. Like, not only just I won a high school States ring. Like, it's more to it because of the time, the hard work, the time we took from our families. You know, when it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, I'm with them. So it's just like a lot of meanings in this ring right here. And I just want to get that same feel with these girls. Like, when you finally win the ring after putting in all the work and going through all of the stress and all the hard work and us arguing with each other and fighting other teams and coming together, it's a big relief. Trust and believe it's a big relief. So that's all I'm hoping for. We win this Nationals. We have the group this year to win the Nationals. So.
Nana Hickerson here with me on Bobcat Buzz, and this exclusive with the women's basketball team at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. For the change that happened here, you had Clay Egan Sherman as your head coach last year. Now you have Tae Baker take over. What is it about Tae that made you want to stay with this team and made you believe that his leadership can help you move forward?
I can say coming in last semester, Tae was our assistant coach, and he was already, to me, a good coach because he knew the game in certain areas that even certain coaches think they know and they don't. You get what I'm saying? And once I could see I could connect with a coach on that level, and even I could connect with him when I'm upset, when I'm happy, when I'm mad, like, you get what I'm saying? On any level, I could talk to Tae. And it was just like, that was last year I noticed that. This is before I even knew he would be our head coach. So it's just like when I had that bond with him coming in, and he's my assistant coach, and now for him to become our head coach, it's easier, you get what I'm saying? Because with the head coach, I was cool with him and everything. And he's still cool, people, he's a great guy. But the bond was stronger with Tae. I just feel like because we knew ball more, he knew more about basketball, you could tell he had experience more. And it just was like, all right, yeah, I could get with you. I could get on your train because I believe in you. I trust in what you're saying. I trust in what you're trying to do. So that's all it really be with me. I know basketball, so I got to trust my coach. And I trust him. So that's really it.
This is Dan Tortora here with another exclusive Bobcat Buzz, part of our multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. And we are spotlighting the women's basketball program here at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. We have Suli Afolabi here with us from Brooklyn, New York. Suli, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Doing very well. Such a unique name, Suliette. Sounds like Juliet, spelled differently. Obviously, toward the end, it's Suliat. So, where did Suliette come from?
So my background, I'm Nigerian. My parents are Nigerian. So, and then we're also Muslim. So my name means beauty of Allah. So that's where the name came from.
And what do you think about that? I mean, beauty of Allah, which is, God. So the beauty of God is what your name means. That's a pretty special and unique name. It's got some weight to it.
Yeah, it does. A lot of weight.
So what do you think about carrying that name?
It's something that I'm happy my parents gave me a name like that. That shows like they knew what kind of female I would be when I grew up.
And, being part of the Muslim religion and practicing Islam, for you, I feel like there's so many misconceptions of what it means to be Muslim and how peaceful the religion is. What do you like about having that religion?
I like that it's not as judgeful as everybody expects it to be. Because me being a basketball player first, you wouldn't expect Muslim females to play a sport. But with my family and our background, they supported me through everything when it came to the sport.
And for you to have that uniqueness in your world and your family's support and all that, do you feel like you can be a beacon of hope for Muslim women and for people in Nigeria?
Yes, I truly do, because I feel like I'm that hope that everybody has, that they could be someone like me in college, playing under a scholarship and playing basketball or any kind of sport.
Do you feel that when you're on the court?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I truly do. I feel when my little sister, she plays volleyball, but I'm her hope. Like, she understands that, I could play too. I could be just like my big sister. Yeah.
Your little sister, what's her name?
Her name is Samiat.
Samiat? And what have you learned from her that you kind of take with you?
Courage, confidence, because sometimes I might not have the confidence, but she's the spark in the family. Like, she's the person, get up, be happy, smile, just do your thing every day.
What do you think you give back to her?
Maybe determination, never really giving up, always giving her that thing in her mind to always work hard for everything.
And being here, you're from Brooklyn, but like you said, the Nigerian background. How much do you know about your culture, and have you been back there?
I've been back there, supposed to go back next summer. What I know about my culture is that, like, we're very prideful people. We always are happy to do what we're doing, and we're always working our butts off for everything that we have.
And for you to work your tail off for this team, what did you take away from last season and that feeling of going to nationals and having to come home without the hardware, without the championship? What did you learn from last year?
I learned that an actual team is something, it's the only thing that will help you win a championship. Like, we have to be together. I was here when the first ever Bryant Stratton females team went to nationals too, and that feeling to get there was incredible. But to get the hardware is the biggest goal that we have.
What happened last year that you feel like you didn't come home with it?
I think we weren't together. We weren't working hard together. I felt like we didn't deserve it. We made it there, but we didn't deserve it as a team.
And how did that? Have you seen that change in the culture of this team? And if you have seen a positive change, when did you see it?
I've seen the change when we had a new the coaching staff. I feel like he understands us more. He knows us, like he knows individually of each of us, and he wants to bring us together.
And what is it about Tae's personality that you feel you can all come together around that?
He's been in our spot. He went to this school. He's done what we're doing. He understands the struggle that we all go through. So I think that's the reason why I feel like he knows what he's doing here with us.
You have senior leadership, and you, like you said, made history being the first Bryant Stratton Bobcats team of Syracuse to make it to nationals for women's basketball, and then you went again last season. So having that history and everything that you've been through, how has it made you a stronger leader to know what it's like to get there and to have not won, how does it make you a stronger leader?
It makes me a stronger leader. I know the end goal, the goal that we all want to work for. So being able to know what we want, it helps us work for what we need to do during that season.
What is it about this team that has you so excited?
Our different backgrounds. We're not all from the city, or we're not all from upstate. We're all different kinds of people coming together to get this trip.
I spoke with Nana. She's also from Brooklyn, like yourself. Did you know Nana before?
No, I didn't.
So when you guys came here, when did you first meet and find out that there was another person from Brooklyn?
I think he was texting us. So when he was texting us, I knew people who knew her, and vice versa. So once I figured out who she was, I met her in the city, and then that's how our bond became the way that we are now.
So you met her in the city?
Yeah, but that's like after knowing she's coming here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was that experience like? What did you do?
Like, we just spoke, we just chopped it up, just had friendly little conversations. Then when we came here, that's when the real conversation happened.
Bring me into the BK. How would you describe Brooklyn?
Gritty. Like, it's a different feeling. Like, Syracuse is a little slow. The Brooklyn is fast-paced. Everything's just always rolling out there.
Do you have a favorite team or teams out in the area?
No, I actually don't.
You don't? Okay. All right. Because I know that being in the BK, I mean, there's Brooklyn, there's the Bronx, there's teams within that world where you have to choose a side. So do you have a favorite player or anybody that you look up to, maybe?
In the city?
Well, anywhere.
So actually, I do have someone I look up to. His name is Anthony. He has this brand called TYP, Trust Your Process. He's been someone who's been supporting me all through this summer, helping me work hard. I have a photography page too. He helps me out with that, helped me take pictures of his own team. So like, he's just a huge inspiration for me.
What is it about photography that you fell in love with that?
My life has always been about sports, nothing but sports. So I wanted another way to look into sports, and photography was another way to give me another outlet on life other than just basketball.
And how important is that for your mental health to have something outside of basketball?
It helps you understand, like, when you focus on basketball all the time, you forget that actual life happens and everything outside of basketball. So it gives me that clear mind to do other things, that my life isn't only basketball, that I could focus on other things too.
And final piece, so we talk about mindset. What can you say about how you would describe your mindset as a leader, being a senior? The mental toughness is important in sports, it's important in anything in life. So how would you describe yourself as mentally tough?
I would just say I'm just strong-minded, always determined to push myself. But I'll always take that step back when I know it's becoming to be too much, because mental health is truly important in our day and age.
With another Bobcat Buzz exclusive coming to you on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Women's basketball is in the spotlight, and Jehiah Cook is back on the show from Vallejo, California. Jehiah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well.
Good.
The first time we spoke, you were heading to Nationals.
Yes.
You came back from Nationals without being the last team standing.
Yes.
What did you learn from that?
Oh, man. It's actually a lot to learn. Like, one, as far as like personal, like my personal, what I've learned for me is like just staying healthy, because like during that game we were up, I think, by 20, and then the half came, I pulled my calf muscle and I was out. And then after that, it just pretty much like, it just went bad. But so a personal goal for me is to just stay healthy after practice, stretch, before practice, stretch, make sure I'm eating right, all that good stuff. As far as a team, I feel like as a team, I think like we need to go in more like knowing our roles, because sometimes like roles can play like a huge role into like, you know, a championship game or like anything, you know, of that caliber. So I just as a team, I'll say more like just playing our roles and Yeah.
Did you take it personally, of almost a chip on your shoulder, like you said, that personally you thought that you could have done more to have your body ready? So when you come back, did you feel that more as like, okay, you know what, I have to really be a leader on this team, and do you feel that going into the season?
Absolutely, absolutely. This year, I'm ready. I'm ready to lead. The only way I could lead, obviously, if I'm taking care of myself. Like, I can't lead and I'm injured. You know what I mean? Actually, I can, but I'm saying on the court. So, yes, I definitely, like, this year, I'm really, like, pretty much on it, like, leadership, stretching, telling my other teammates they should stretch. Like, I agree with you on that one.
Your teammates, Suli and Nana, described this team last year as not together. That you had everything that you needed, but there was selfishness.
Yes.
Have you seen the selfishness gone away, and how did it go away if it has?
I feel like it gone away. I definitely feel like it gone away. And I feel like it has gone away because I feel like at least the returners, like, kind of see how everything played out last year. And, you know, it's like, you know how people say it's easier said than done. I think they had to experience, like, a year like that to understand, like, it's literally, you have to play it's like a team sport. Like, you can't be selfish, especially going into nationals. Like, preseason leads up to season leads up to the tourney, you know what I mean? So everything is pretty much carryover. And I think this year we already starting off, like, not selfish. So imagine a carryover from that.
What is it about? Was it just the bad taste in the mouth from nationals last year? What do you think was the turning point?
I think it's the bad taste in the mouth from nationals, for sure.
You stayed through a coaching change. Clay Gagan Sherman was your coach, and your assistant coach is now your head coach, Tae Baker. What makes you believe in Tae?
When Coach Tae came in as the assistant last year, it was weird because the first day that he came, actually Coach Clay was having, like, in the process of having the baby. So it was like 1 week, the first week that Coach Tae came, Coach Clay wasn't there. So he was basically just running the team practices, like, for the first time he came. It went perfectly fine, like, well. So off of that, I already knew, like, he know what he's talking about. He's a hooper. He had the experience, you know what I mean? And we just connected off rip. Like, you know, me and Coach Clay, like, we've like built a relationship, you know what I mean, over the years. Coach Tae, I've only known for half a season. At that time, I've never met him. So for us to have a connection off the first day is just crazy. Like, so I love him. I think it's gonna be a good year.
What is it about him and his personality that you do have that appreciation for?
He's such like for me, like, I'm like, certain things don't need to be said. Yeah. I feel like with him, like, he don't say those things that need to be said. And for him to do that, like, I kind of like that make it seem like he trusts me, like he trusts us. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like coaches that have to, like, say things like that as a hooper, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they don't trust us. So I feel like him, like, I feel like he puts the trust in us and it's reciprocated, basically. So I think he, like, yeah, just leave it at that.
Jehiah Cook here with us from Vallejo, California. Bring me into being on the West Coast, and how did you end up here?
Well, I lived I'm from Cali. Then I moved to Vegas, played at UNLV for 3 years. When I went to Vegas, my mom basically moved to Brooklyn. So after I left UNLV, I came straight to New York City. During that time, I was like, I wasn't even planning on playing basketball. I was just trying to, like, teach kids basketball training, whatever. Let's move forward. I ended up meeting Coach Clay in the city, and he brought to my attention that he was looking for players. I told him I still had another 2 years, and from there, So I've been out in New York City for about 7 years, then I came to Syracuse.
Being at UNLV, a Division I program in the NCAA, what did you take away from that experience, and what does that bring to this team?
I'm gonna have to say mental toughness. I feel like if, like, some of the things that I dealt with at UNLV, like, I really wouldn't be where I, like, the mentality that I have now, like, it just wouldn't be there. Like, I'm not gonna say, like obviously it's D1, so it's a lot harder, like drill, like practices and conditioning, it's a lot harder than this. So I feel like it just mentally prepared me for, like, actual, like, life. And I feel like all sports pretty much does that, but like, from going from that level to this level, I have to have patience. I have to like, it's just a lot of things, and I feel like it prepared me, honestly. Like, the coach that I had, Coach KO, like, at the time I didn't understand, but as I got older, I literally understand. It's really just, she was really mentally preparing me for life. And yeah, I think, yeah, I take that from.
What do you love about this team this season?
This season, I say personality.
Okay.
Like, everybody pretty much on the team is different personalities, but together it's like I really, like, enjoy everyone's personality and who they are, because I feel like a lot of the times, like, when going to a new program, or, you know what I mean, like, people kind of shy away from being themselves because they feel like they have to, like, prove something, or, like, you know, like, and I feel like everybody here, like, kind of is just, like, being themselves from the start, which I love. I love it.
Those wonderful specials coming to you one-on-one with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse women's basketball team, featuring Nana Hickerson, followed by Suli Afolabi and Jehiah Cook. Coming up next is a rapid fire roundtable discussion that will make you laugh, it'll make you think, and probably make you laugh again. We got a lot of great stuff coming up here with the fantastic team, as all three of these wonderful women will be joining me next. Jehiah Cook, Nana Hickerson, Suli Afolabi, and head coach Tae Baker will all be joining me for our rapid fire roundtable discussion on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the fantastic people at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse right after this. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome here to an all-new edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our roundtable discussion and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. This is the Women's Basketball Spotlight, and I'm very happy to have Jehiah here from California, Nana and Suli coming to us from the BK, Brooklyn, and Tae Baker, the head coach, and myself, Dan Tortora. We are going to be playing, as you all know, on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, Rapid Fire. We've got a couple questions apiece, and they get to put me on the hot seat too. So we're going to have some fun getting to know everybody. Tae, I'm going to start with you.
Yes, sir.
So if you could put a track together with any artist, what three artists would you want to record a track with?
Any artist?
Yeah.
I would probably go with, I'm older, so I would probably go with Fab.
Okay.
I like the new generation also, so I'm going to go Favi.
Okay.
And then my third one, I gotta go with like somebody older, like a Jay-Z or somebody like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Jay-Z, Bobby.
Yeah, all right.
Jay-Z, that's a crazy track. That's a crazy track.
Different generations, yeah.
You gotta be all over the place. All right, I like it. What's your first one for me?
What's that? Oh, my first question. So what would I don't know off top of my rapper thing. Let me think. If you could play for, I know you like football, so if you could play for any NFL team, who would you play for?
Hands down, it's easy, my Jaguars.
Okay.
I play for the Jaguars down, I've been a fan since 95, since the beginning. And so and this is my 12th year of covering them, some on-site, on location in some respects. So I fly down, do all their home games, do their playoff games. When we had the opportunity a few years ago to be at the doorstep of the Super Bowl, it was pretty cool. So, love my Jaguars. Shout out to Andre Cisco, who was up here in Syracuse. And a big thanks to getting a victory to make me feel good and leading the division. Y'all are in the driver's seat now. I don't care how early it is. Keep driving in the right direction. Yes, all right, Suli, let's see here. You can go into any fantasy world, either in movies, TV, or anything like that, comic books, anything, cartoons. If you could go into a fake world and be a character, what world would you go to?
A character?
Yeah.
What TV shows do I watch? can't even think of any right now. Oh, I actually like Raven from That's So Raven, so I actually like be in that kind of world and figure out how that life is. Actually, yeah.
Psychic.
Yeah.
Psychic.
Yeah.
See the future.
Psychic
mind.
I like it. All right, what's your first one for me?
You're from Syracuse, right?
Yes.
What other city would you ever live in?
Well, I've lived in Kissimmee, which is right outside of Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
and I lived in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So if I had to pick somewhere I haven't lived yet, I'd probably live in probably one of the Carolinas, North or South Carolina. I like the Carolinas. I like the weather, and I like the food, and I like the little bit of an accent. If you're in North Carolina, it's like, hey, how you doing? You know, if you're in South Carolina, it's like, I'm there. You know, it's like you can't even understand the English of it all. And there was two girls that were working at a restaurant that I was partnering with, and I said that the table was like the Mason-Dixon line. One girl on the left side was from North Carolina, and she said, that sounds pretty cool. And the girl on the other side, she's like, well, you gotta go and get there, you gotta go and get it. And I was just like, is this really how different y'all sound? So I'd probably end up in North Carolina, because South Carolina probably won't have me now. So, all right, Nana. Let's go. So we were talking about God Did, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, and that's where I got the inspiration for the track. Do you have a favorite song that you would want to come out to every game this year?
Yeah,
What is it?
my song by me.
Your song by you?
Yeah, it's called Wait No More.
Wait No More?
Yeah,
And you put it together already?
yeah. I just ain't put it out, but
All right,
I
well,
listen to that song before all my games.
so you made this song and you listened to it yourself. Are you planning on putting it up?
Probably, yeah. It depends.
All right. But it hypes you up. It gets you
Yeah,
ready.
it just gives me motivated,
right.
to give me where I need to be.
Well, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this track. I'm gonna have to hear something.
I got you. I'll let you hear it.
All right. Okay. What's your question for me?
So you from Syracuse, I'm from Brooklyn. Do you feel we can switch and we will be successful where I live and compared to out here? Like, do you feel like we can make a home
In the
Brooklyn, New
BK.
York,
Yeah.
compared to out here?
I would say, well, my grandmother did. My grandmother made a home in Brooklyn on Atlantic Avenue back in the day. And so I would say in honor of her, yeah, I can. I think I can live anywhere. I'm one of the people that likes challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate when someone threw me in the fire. Now I feel like every time you throw me in like the Hulk, I feel like I get bigger. So I kind of laugh when people throw me in the fire now because I'm like, well, y'all are really stupid for doing that.
Right.
So I think I could live anywhere, and Brooklyn has a place in my heart because of getting to cover different sporting events there, and then obviously my grandmother being there. So I'd like to share a little piece of my heart with Brooklyn. Why not? And I think you would do more than okay here because I am very hopeful that you and your team will give us a championship.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
All right, Jehiah. You got the Cardinals hat on. Is there significance?
No. I just like hats. So you can ask me a different one.
Okay, so you're not going to go with that. You're not going to go
I
with
just
that.
love hats. That's just, yeah. I don't even know a player on that team.
So you've lived in California. You've lived in New York. How would you describe both coasts? And are you more of an East Coast or a West Coast girl?
West Coast, more like slow, chill vibes.
Yeah.
East Coast, more wink is ready on go mode every second. Quick, fast. The people like they don't have time. Like it's just. I say I'm both. I'm best of both worlds.
Okay.
So I have a little East Coast in me because I've been here for 7 years.
I hope y'all just saw how she did that. Like she
Let me do it to the camera. Best of both worlds. So I got a little West Coast in me, and I got a little East Coast in me. Like my hustle, I feel like comes from the East Coast. I didn't gain that till I moved to New York City.
Yeah.
As far as just my social skills and just how like just chill I am, it's the Cali in me for sure.
Okay. I like that. Best of both worlds. And the wink. That made it better. All right, what's your question for me tonight?
Just a heads up, I learned how to wink when I got to New York because I seen this cute shorty and I was like, yo. I'm just kidding. All right, so my question for you is, if you could pick Any celebrity crush who you would want to marry?
I got a couple, and one of them. So there's one that was from a movie way back, and then one of them's Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer. Okay.
But
she bad.
But I will not. I won't have like a crush if they're married. I respect it. Even if I have no idea who, I've never met them before, so I won't have a crush.
Fantasy, Dan.
I know,
This is a fantasy.
I know. But this woman is newly single. I feel bad that she got divorced. But
I'm not gonna
I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, no, Megan Good. She was in a movie called Biker Boys.
Oh yeah, she's in Biker Boys.
And that was like before the Fast and the Furious movement. And I just remember the entire movie. I don't remember anything that happened in the movie. I was like, who's this girl on that bike? That's all I needed to know. And then she was in Think Like a Man. And then she was in Think Like a Man 2.
It's deep, she looked good too.
And yeah, when she was in Think Like a Man 2, she was doing Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. And she's laying on the couch looking up. And I was like, stop. I'm done. So, all right. Let's go back to Tay. All right, Tay.
Yes, sir.
So, you are a father.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to someone who was just becoming a father from what you've learned?
The best advice I would give someone is you gotta lead by example. Like I'm gonna go with what I show my daughter. I basically show her that you can do anything that you want. I'm trying to think what else what type of advice I would give her. I don't know, just basically be yourself. Don't let nobody tell you, what you can and can't do. Just take one day at a time, and just like I tell my daughter every day, win the day. Don't worry about what nobody else say. Just have a good day and just win the day.
Awesome, I love that. We got it. That's good.
It's simple.
Yeah. But the simple stuff is the stuff that stays with you. And people, it's funny, people say something's cliche, and I said that's also saying that it's true.
Right.
Because the cliche things are the things that can save your life.
Right.
So I think it's funny when someone's like, oh, that's so cliche. I'm like, yeah, well, that's also something you should live by.
Yeah,
if it's cliche, it's probably factual. So what's your question for me?
I want to ask a better question than last time because you caught me off guard with that one.
Okay.
But my question is,
would I marry Megan Good? Yes.
You still don't make it good. That's what you're a crush. You still don't make it good.
No, don't marry her, bro. Come on. I might object.
do you remember?
Somebody come to the wedding, like.
What you say?
Do you remember Megan Good and Cousin Skeeter? The show Cousin Skeeter?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
that was your girl.
Dang, I remember her and Cousin Skeeter.
But not. So Dan, if you could play, this is a simple question. If you could play, what do you play right now? Is it what sport?
Just what do I play? I play basketball my whole life.
Okay, basketball. All right. So if you could, that's what I'm saying. If you could play,
I don't seem like a basketball player.
Oh.
Yeah, baseball.
Really?
That's what I thought.
No, I played. My dad wanted me to play baseball. I got hit by a wild pitch above my kidney when I was in Little League, and stopped playing because I really didn't need a reason to stop. I just didn't want to play baseball. But
So you went with it.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. But no, basketball I played all my life, and I will tell you this: I was given I was blessed with the God-given talent to shoot from anywhere, which I trained myself. And I'll shoot. I'll have to come to practice to do it, but I'll shoot like half courts and all that. So I trust myself to shoot from anywhere. I hated to run, so I got recruited D3, but I hated running growing up. Now, enjoying cardio more and healthy mind, healthy body, healthy body, healthy mind. Now having that coupled with the sport that I love, I would like to put myself on the court more. But I always, my grandmother used to sit in the window. I call her G-Mama, and she put a basketball hoop on the garage just for me. And she has this long driveway, and my mom lives there now. And my grandmother would see me shoot from like 3-point range, and she'd go like this. And I'd go back a little bit, and she'd go. And I'd be like halfway down the driveway. She's like, "You can make it." And so yeah.
Like the scat like that, dude.
So I do love the game, and And I will get mad if I'm not 9 for 10 from the line. I'll get really pissed at myself. Like I'm a very I would play in the sleet, rain, snow, 100 degrees. I played before a wedding on an out. Like my cousin was getting married, and they're like, "What'd you do before the wedding?" I said, "I played basketball outside." Because I can shut my brain off when I do it. So yeah, I love the sport of basketball.
That's good. That's good. So a simple question: if you could have any magic power, what would you have?
Any magic power?
Yeah.
I would want the power. There's a lot of different things that I want to do, but I would definitely want the power of a TV show that I created the teaser trailer for, and I would want the power to heal. I want the power to take people's pain, emotional, physical, mental, whatever it is. I want to be able to take cancer, take depression, take all this stuff away from somebody. And the premise of my character in the story is that he can take from anybody anything. Like, if you were depressed, I could take that from you. I could take cancer away, I could take AIDS away, I could take all this stuff away, but I have to absorb it. So when I absorb it, I have to feel your pain in order to heal you. And then but I can heal from it.
You just gotta get a taste of what.
Yeah, like I have to take it and I have to heal from it, but the whole thing is, if I try to heal a ton of people, like I try to heal you all in the room at the same time, it could kill me. Because it's
too much coming.
Yeah. So that premise, I would love to actually make that story.
Yeah, I think you should. I like that.
Yeah. So I'd like to do that.
I like that.
Copyright TM, don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch that. That's
And don't touch Megan Good. All right, Suli. Let's see here. What is your favorite part of the Nigerian culture?
The food. The food is something different. Like, not anyone, like the spices that be hitting, or like what we eat, or the kinds of food we eat, like snails. Like, you might eat escargot or whatever, but that is not
snails.
Yeah, I don't eat snails myself, but my parents do. But snails is different. Or like, what else we eat?
Different.
But it tastes good different?
Like different.
It tastes good different, but it's just not, the texture is not for me, but it's not for everyone. It's something else, it's called pounded yam. It's like fufu. That's a different, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh. You could chew it, like it's more like you swallow them.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, that's weird to me. A lot of y'all food, y'all just gotta swallow.
Yeah, just swallow. You don't, unless it's rice. That's the only thing is just.
That's a lot of their food, you just have to swallow.
I didn't know that. Chew it. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. What's your question for me? I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer to the table.
Yep.
Any famous basketball player, who would you meet?
Well, I've been in the room with Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan. So
That's big.
I probably want to sit with Magic. I want to sit with
That's
Magic.
crazy.
I want to sit with Magic Johnson, and definitely talk to Magic about a lot of stuff and pick his brain. Also Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, because he goes beyond basketball and he talks about a lot of different things. And anybody that knows Wake Up Call, our tagline is where sports meets life. And he really uses sports in that same respect to meet life and to talk about like.
You got like a podcast, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of different things, and I think I don't know, I'd like to just get a feel for what he's seen in culture, what has changed, what hasn't changed, what needs to change. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, now. Who's your celebrity crush?
Besides Megan Good.
Take it.
Lauren London.
Lauren London?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them a lot. Christina Milian. Ciara. I got a few that I like.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, Sierra's that's an easy choice.
I couldn't listen to them.
Okay, all right. What's your question for me?
So if you had to be a basketball coach, right?
Yeah.
What type of coach would you be?
Like my personality?
Coaching style, your personality, how you deal with the girls. Do you feel like you would be, how could I say, a stern coach, a mean coach, you know?
Yeah, I think what I've learned in life is, and it was something that when I coached soccer to 8 to 11-year-olds, and they told me, and I didn't even realize this, and it meant the world to me, I never forgot it. I would shout to get something through to them, And then one practice they weren't paying attention, and I yelled, and they stopped. And they said, "Coach, we get it, we won't do it anymore." And I looked at them like, "Why?" And they said, "Because we know the difference between you shouting to us and you yelling." And they said, "You never yell, and today you yelled." So I would think knowing the difference of when to have that emotion and when to corral the team together. I love leadership. I love learning. I think the best leaders learn from the team, so I want to learn from my athletes. And I would use a mixture of a lot of things. I wouldn't just be one defense. I'd 2-3, 3-2, man-to-man, full court press. I would definitely have some unique plays, and we would have fun. And I think the biggest thing is I would allow my team to enjoy a victory and celebrate, and then still focus and find that balance. So, I think I'd want you to be able to come into my office and talk to me about anything.
So wait, with that being said, do you feel like a friendly, nice coach that's want a nice relationship or a friend-involved relationship with all their players, are they gonna make a successful coach?
I think it's a balance that like my mom has, where my mom has always been a best friend of mine, but she's also the person that raised me. So I think when I say having that friendly connection, I would want you to respect me like an older brother or an uncle or a dad or something like that. But at the same time, I want you to know like I got your back. Like I need you to listen to me and respect me because I'm trying to help you. But then at the same time, I need you to know like if something happened at home, I need you to come cry on my shoulder. I don't want you to go do something stupid. Yeah.
I got you. And that's my question.
No, I like that. That was great. Thanks, Tom.
I like your answer.
Thank you. I appreciate
Way to
it.
break it down, for sure.
Yeah, well, you need an assistant. So Jehiah, my final question here. Okay. If you could...
You better not fumble this one.
If I could trade lives, I got to pull up my sleeve for this one. With anybody, any celebrity, for one day, I think I would have to do Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Erykah Badu?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
I mean, I love Erykah Badu.
Because more on the spiritual tip. Feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like what she do, like, she's like, I don't know this lady.
I just thought you would pick a guy, not to cut you off.
I know, and I know that, like, but I ain't want to pick a guy. Like, I'm thinking deeper. You know what I'm saying? I pick Erykah Badu because, like, me not knowing that lady, like, I could tell that she's spiritually inclined, like, spiritually in tune. Like, I can sit here and be guaranteed 100% that her days, every day, she have good days.
Yeah.
Like, because of
the person she is.
Yeah, like how she like
protect her own energy.
Her energy, yes. I would definitely switch lives with her for that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I still that song that she had where Tyrone. Yeah. And I said it, the best mic drop, still one of the best mic drops in music, is when she says you need to call Tyrone, and she said, "Hold up, but you can't use my phone." That was the best. That was the best.
Her energy is protected.
Every time I hear that song, I'm like, God, like you can always pull up somebody in your head that you want to say that to. And when Erykah did that, I was like, wow, she threw the mic at everybody.
So I'll definitely say her.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll pick a boy too.
Okay.
So if I'm going like a boy, I'm gonna have to say Drake.
Okay.
I love Drake. Like big Drake fan.
Me too.
Like big Drake fan. Probably more than you.
Well, so we're both born in October. We're both Raptors fans. So Drake and I have something in
Are
common.
you a Scorpio?
I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp. So
Okay,
I'm
I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah. I'm like in those 3-day windows. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah.
All right, Drake. Okay, what's your question?
Alright, so my question for you is if you could pick any year to relive, what year would it be?
Well, I don't feel old, but this is going to make me sound like I'm old. I go back to 1992 because I was 6 and my grandparents were both alive. My grandfathers were both alive. And they both passed that year. My grandfather on my dad's side, my Pop Miller, he passed away in February. And then my Pop Covino, my mom's dad, passed away on the day I was supposed to be born, 6 years earlier, so October 14th, and I was born on the 21st. So I would go back to 6, and I just live every moment that I possibly could. Like, to this day, if God told me I had to cut off both of my arms and my legs to see my grandfathers for a second, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it.
Same.
Jehiah, Nana, Suli, Coach Tae Baker, myself, Dan Tortora. This has been your Roundtable special, Bobcat Buzz, with the women's basketball team at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Come and watch them this season as they vie for the rights to be called national champions. I'll talk with you soon. Thank you. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, bringing you once again not only the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, but a women's basketball takeover special. We have had the men's basketball team, the women's basketball team, the women's soccer team, the men's soccer team, the baseball team in their inaugural season. And we have so many great things coming up, including an all-new special with the men's basketball team now with new head coach Clay Gagan-Sherman. So looking forward to this. Always appreciate everything we get to do with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Fantastic people, coaches, administration, student athletes. Thank you to Jehiah Cook. Thank you to Nana Hickerson. Thank you to Suli Afolabi. Thank you to head coach Tae Baker. Y'all made it fun. You made it interesting. You gave me some competition for Megan Good now that she's out there in the world. So I appreciate y'all so very much. I can't thank you enough. And we laughed. We got deep into conversation, and y'all warmed my heart. And I just want to truly say thank you for that. So it goes well beyond sports, and y'all know that I have love and appreciation for you, and I want that chip. So go get it. With that being said, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is with you every single Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all / Wake Up Call DT, as well as on WakeUpCallDT.com and on Facebook.com / LiveNowDT. Once the shows go live, you can find us in the archives on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube, amongst others. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. A big thanks to all of our partners, Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, Wildcat Sports Pub, PB&J's Lunchbox, Witty Wicks, K9 Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Honda City of Liverpool, Mother's Cupboard, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, and Chick-fil-A Watertown. And of course, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is the exclusive and very proud multimedia marketing partner of your Bryant Stratton. Lemoyne College Dolphins and Bryant Stratton. First with Lemoyne here. Fins up all day, day with the Lemoyne Dolphins. They are with us on Wednesdays during Dolphin time. You can hang out with the Dolphins here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Every first and third Wednesday, bringing you AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora. Every second and fourth Wednesday, bringing you the Dolphin Dive with student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. You can get all of our Dolphin content, including our exclusive series on realignment and reclassification. We started the conversation. We're the first to get it out to you publicly from the school and have carried it for many, many months. You could check out the exclusive series on realignment and reclassification as you follow the journey of Lemoyne either staying Division II or moving to Division I. The decision has not been made yet, and the road to that decision you can find on the Lemoyne tab on WakeUpCallDT.com of all of our broadcasts in order. And of course, you can also find it on YouTube.com / WakeUpCallDT by subscribing. For more information on your Dolphins, go to LemoyneDolphins.com. The The Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are also exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can find your Bobcats on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com. It was formerly called the BSC SYR tab, but it is now BSC for Bryant Stratton College Syracuse. You can find that right on wakeupcalldt.com and get our specials like the ones we featured today. You can also get them by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. We've done exclusive specials on site at Bryant Stratton College in James Street in Syracuse, New York. We have also done them on site on location at Mother's Cupboard at 3709 James Street in Syracuse. Many Cafe Kubal locations downtown, as well as, which is right down the road from Bryant Stratton, as well as being over at PB&J's Lunchbox on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Check out all of our content with student athletes, administration, and coaches on these avenues. And of course, be ready for what's coming up. We're always got something with the Bobcat Buzz. We're always buzzing about something and very excited for everything that we get to share with you, especially all of the wonderful things we've gotten to share today with the incredible women's basketball team vying for their first ever national championship after going to the national tournament multiple times. With that being said, get more information on the Bobcats by going to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. Here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, not only for being an amusement park feel every time you go into 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Every time you walk in there, it's the energy, it's the food, it's everything that's offered. They deck it out for all of the holidays. We just have a great time at Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. It honestly feels like you're going to an amusement park. They have their cotton candy. They have the lemonades that they can make you. They have, at any given time, 50 different kettle corns that are out there for you. They have different things bagged and ready to go. The chocolate-dipped Oreos, the chocolate-dipped pretzels. So many wonderful things. And all of their refillable tins, which if you buy one at Mon Pa's, you can refill your kettle corn and popcorn for the rest of your life for half off. 50% off all your kettle corn if you buy one of their tins, any one of their sizes. So a lot of great stuff at Mon Pa's, and always have a smile on their face. So sometimes it's nice to just go in there just to greet, just to be greeted by JoJo and the team. So big shout out to Mon Pa's. And the Annoying Moment of the Week brought to you by Carvel DeWitt. Thank you to Carvel. Thank you to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, bringing you in partnership with me, bringing Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver, talking about what a friend is, honoring my dad on the day he retires, September 30th, 2022, as the top dog of the week from the fantastic people that should be watching your dog for short and long-term care at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. The daycare you can find the 228 Old Bridge Street to get to them right off of Bridge Street in East Syracuse. You can also find the campground down the road from the daycare on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. And for more information, you can call Canine Camp Dog Daycare at 315-437-7110 and the campground for longer-term care for dog boarding at 315-299-4013. Big shout out to Dad. I love you, and thank you for wearing the white hat and for protecting so many people and trying to literally standing up in the face of danger and evil and saying, you can't pass. You can't go any farther than you've already come. My father's been fighting for the good for a very, very long time, and I know he always will. I love you, Pop, and thank you for all you do. Much love, many blessings. And to Bryant Stratton women's basketball, thank you to head coach Tae Baker for helping me set this up. Thank you to him. Thank you to Jehiah Cook, as well as Nana Hickerson and Suli Afolabi. With that being said, find us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT, Cafe Kubal Studios, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street in Syracuse, inside of their double-decker cafe on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, and at their drive-through location on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse. And with that being said, decking out the studio with Witty Wicks. Namaste at home. The winter candles are coming out. Autumn in Cuse, summer in Cuse. And You know, I might want to do a giveaway at some point here soon with one of these sweet numbers. This is a nice little gift wrapped piece that has all of the Syracuse scented candles. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter and Cuse are all inside of this, and I may want to give one of these away at some point. So we have this here in the studio, and it could be yours, so stay tuned for that, as well as seeing the fact that we have the 315 signs, the Cuse pillows, Home Sweet Home, and the Syracuse 315 pillow with the new dome here, all decking out the studio here with Witty Wicks different pieces, and you can come and get these locally made products by going to 190 Township Boulevard in Camillus, New York, right in front of Movie Tavern in Township 5, so make sure you do that today. I appreciate y'all. I love you all, and I mean that. How can you love me, Dan? You don't even know me. Because we love all of our brothers and sisters in Christ, and we got to be good to each other. Florida, stay safe. Carolinas, everybody else, be safe. And as always, God bless. No stress. Do your best. We'll talk soon. Many thanks.